Yo, what's up, family? Hey, today we're gonna do this video based on just how great the full potential of a woman's body truly is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And the reason I want to do this video is because it, obviously I have daughters and my wife. It makes me pay more attention to a lot of female stuff. Today we're gonna talk about just the fertility of a woman's body, just how great it is. For example, like when a woman, before a little girl is born, while she still is in her mother's body, I just think it's so amazing how a woman is born with all the eggs that she will ever need in her lifetime. She's actually born with it. But before she's born, while she's still in her mother's body, she has about 7 million eggs. That's incredible. But once she's born, that 7 million eggs, it drops to about 2 million eggs. That's upon being born. And then once she reaches puberty, she has about 350 to 500,000 eggs in her body. This is extremely more eggs than she needs. Now, of course, that doesn't mean she's going to have 350,000 babies. But it's saying she has all the eggs that she'll need in her lifetime. Now, obviously, a female body, once she's like her 20s to her 30s, that's when the biological clock, that's what you mentioned. From her 20s to her 30s, yes. From her 20s to her 30s, that's when she's at her most futile. Not futile. Fertile.
Did you just say futile?
That's when she, I'm tripping. That's when she's most fertile. How about that? That's when she's most fertile. Pardon me, I made the mistake there. That's when she's at her most fertilization, when she's in her 20s and her early 30s. But every menstrual cycle, she loses about 1,000 or a little over 1,000 eggs every menstrual cycle. It's so amazing.
It is amazing. And on top of that, it kind of bothers me a little bit with that, for the simple fact that back in school, you know how you take health class and all that, and they speak about sex, they speak about how you make babies and all that. That information was never given.
Hey, well.
Nowadays it is. Because I learned about that senior year.
You learned about what we talking about now?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
It's just, the numbers throw me off because it's kind of like, it's so many numbers and it's so many, like, we learned about a lot.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, no, we did learn about that because that's
cool.
something that I thought about, and I'm just like, oh my God. Like, to think that you have that many inside your body is just
it's mind-blowing, right?
But you don't remember they telling you that in health
Okay,
class?
did you learn about what they call the abbreviated DOR?
Come on, I'm supposed to be.
That I know.
I don't know.
That they didn't
Oh, wait, she read about it.
No.
Now, DOR stands for what?
And I was going to ask you what it meant.
It stands for diminishing ovarian reserve.
And what's the cause of it?
Now, what comes on with diminishing ovarian reserve? Matter of fact, I wrote it down just in case I forget. Now, diminishing ovarian reserve is basically exactly what it's saying. How it's your eggs, a woman's eggs are diminishing. Her ovary, they are diminishing. This is her reserved,
now, wait,
and they are diminishing.
Do they diminish every day or like every month?
Every time you have your menstrual, right?
Well, I like what you said. What caused it? All right, here's a number of things that cause it. Usually, like one of the most common things is menopause. When a woman reaches menopause, obviously that is a reason why those eggs are totally diminished and no longer going to work. Mm-hmm. Another one would be a woman's age. As she is increasing in age, she is constantly losing eggs. As I said, every menstrual cycle you lose over 1,000 something eggs. Another reason would be genetic abnormalities. That's another reason to lose your eggs. Another one would be trauma, some type of injury. Good.
Yes.
People don't know. It might be something like a car accident, or who knows, whatever type of trauma, it can damage a woman's body.
But mentally, this doesn't have to be really physically.
I
it
like
can be
that.
Mentally, right?
Stress.
Yeah, like the Diary of a Black Woman.
Very
like
good.
The movie.
I like that.
She was actually stressed
that part.
out. Her husband
That part.
made her life miserable and live in hell.
Mm-hmm. Yes, in the movie
Right,
where
so
she said, you didn't
kids.
think I want to have kids? Had my blood pressure all up, had me all stressed out and everything. She was right. That stress can cause your ovaries to decrease. Yeah. So there's a number of reasons why. And I remember while we was going over, I remember you mentioned what is it,
35 and ticking.
35
yeah,
and
so
ticking.
I'm gonna go back to that when you talked about the biological clock.
Clock.
Was that what it's called?
Biological, a woman's
yeah, I remember
biological clock.
The main characters, they were 35, and that's what it means by 35 and ticking, was their biological clock. That's what they were talking about, and that's why they were so in the rush to have babies. It's just, they didn't find the right one.
Yeah.
But when you think about it in that sense of, I need to hurry up and do it now, it's kind of like, it feels like your life is ticking, like your clock is ticking, and then you're going to run out, and then you're not going to be able to have any babies.
And that's a good point, because they know, they probably...
Well, I was gonna say it kind of sucks when you know your body's ticking, you can't find the right person either. That's also stress too. So that's two things that's on a woman's shoulder, like
I agree.
Finding
stress
the right person.
and finding the right man.
And then at the same time, biological clock ticking.
Yeah.
Because it's stressful. I gotta find the right person. I'm getting older. Oh my God, this is stress.
But I know this whole video is mainly about the woman's body. But what about the man who can't have no kids? Where did that comes from? Is that from stressing? I mean,
No, some men, that comes down to that fourth one I said, some sort of trauma, or the third one, genetic abnormalities, or sometimes men just get themselves fixed so they can't have kids.
Oh, okay, all right.
So
Well,
that answers that for the men.
Yeah.
But this is about you guys today,
I know,
and all you
I know,
women.
that's
So it's
just-
all about y'all.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to do that with that. And once a woman reaches like over her 30, now this doesn't apply to all women, because you got women out there that's 40, 50. You even got some that have kids at a 60-year-old where you be like, it's amazing, this old lady had a kid. But sometimes they got to use some type of reproductive technologies to have a pregnancy. But it's possible. But once you reach menopause, it is no longer possible. And see, another misconception a lot of women may have, rather some of you know this or been through this out there. Sometimes a woman might miss her menstrual cycle, right? It's not coming on the normal way it normally come on. Like my menstrual cycle come on every month on the 15th. But the next month come on, the 15th came and went and you still didn't get it. So now you're like, oh my gosh, maybe I'm having the next couple of days. A whole month go by, you don't have it. And maybe sometimes, this might sound weird, it might be even 2 or 3 months go by and you're like, oh my God, I gotta go see my OBGYN and find out what that, am I going through menopause? Oh my God, with these high flashes, all this silly stuff, right? And you think you're going through menopause, but no, that's not menopause. A very good chance of why you are missing your cycle, believe it or not, a lot of this has to do with stress. If you are stressed, that mental stress will mess with your physical. And when you go to the doctor, he would tell you that. Now, a way that you know menopause has 100% set in, if you go a whole 12 months, a whole year without your menstrual cycle, oh, that's menopause. Without a doubt, that's menopause. But if you just missed a month, you might just be stressed or something changed in your life that's just throwing it off balance. Go seek your doctor and he will set you straight with that. Another way they find out about DOR, remember, diminishing ovarian reserve. Another way doctors find that out is physicians use hormone tests and ultrasound imaging to evaluate a woman's ovarian reserve. This is how they know. This is the procedures that they do.
You gotta go back to the story.
What's
you over here.
Okay, good. Now I just wanted to touch on that because I think it's impressive. It's just amazing how women have that many eggs. Who would ever think? 7 million before you're born to 2 million when you're born.
That's so weird to say a baby has babies.
Yeah, it's like, and then 2 million, then 2 million, you start dropping, then it goes to 1 million. Then by the time you're an early teenager, it's 350 to 500,000, and then you're losing them constantly. But an egg has to mature. Even only one egg mature at a time to come down ready to be fertile. But now let's get to the point of why I also thought about doing this, because I thought it was very relevant. I'm always very interested in stuff you guys are into because I'm very much into you guys' life. Just like when you played basketball, I found myself always watching the WNBA. This is what my daughter's into, I'm into it. When you was doing the volleyball, I was like, I'm into volleyball. Now my daughter's into it, I'm into it. I'm into whatever they into. Like being into their lives. But another thing that made me go into this, it was a book that I read a very long time ago. I don't have the book no longer. I normally show you guys when I'm doing a book review. It was one of them things, I lent the book to somebody and never got it back, and I'm like, wow. But I still remember it. The book was called The $1 Million Divorce. Now, I really want your opinions on this book. Remember, it's called The $1 Million Divorce. And it has to do with what I was talking about with the DOR, diminishing ovarian reserve. It has something to do with it. Now, what this book was about, now they didn't read it, but so I just want y'all opinion. I give y'all a real short summary of what the book was about. The book was about this young girl, let's say she's about 25, 26, something like that. She had met this older man. He's about 15 years older than her, so let's say about 40, something like that. He had met her one day. I think he went to the, like I said, it was a while ago. He went to the cleaners or a suit place, something like that. I know he met her. It was something him dealing with his clothes, where how he met up with her. So he go to the cleaners or a suit place, whatever. He goes there to get his clothes. He met her. They exchanged numbers. They go out to dinner. Long nights on the phone. A lot of stuff to talk about. Very into each other. Go out to dinner. They really into each other. They hit it off real quick and real soon, and they really did like each other. Once that was established, the guy was very honest with her, straight up, and told her, he said, listen, I'm very in love with you, but I got to be honest with you. I hope this is not too forwarding, but I'm looking to have a family. I want to marry you, and I want to give you any and everything you want. Everything that you possibly dreamed of, I can make that happen. But I want a family, and I want to get married. So she thought, wow, this is a little sudden. He just coming off like that just so soon. Oh, my gosh. You know, I'm going to have time to think. He said, well, you use all the time you think, but don't take too much time. Please.
He even gave her vacations for herself.
Yes. This man was special to her.
That must be nice.
Yeah, because I told y'all about the book. So now she goes and thinking about it, and then she tells one of her girlfriends, obviously. These women love to do that with their girlfriend. So she tells her girlfriend all that he offered her. And of course the girlfriend says, oh girl, tall, dark, and handsome. Oh, and he's rich. Girl, if you ain't going to marry him, send him my way. I'll marry him. See, girlfriends don't always necessarily give you the best advice. Not that this was bad advice, but it certainly wasn't great advice. Mm-hmm. But anyway, she took time to think. She came back to him.
One comment about that. And the known fact is, a lot of times you get into things because you're hyped of what your friends are hyping you to do. So you might not even be like fully in love with somebody, and then you're just like in it because you're just like,
friends.
I don't want them to have it, or it's like they hyping me up to do it, and then you realize you're in it, and you're like, this isn't really what I wanted.
So anyway, so she goes back to him and she agrees to his terms, and now they get married, but she says, listen. But let's just hold off on having the kids thing. I want to enjoy. I've never traveled, this and that. And he promised her wherever you want to go. For the next couple of years, let's just say the next 3 years, right? He said, wherever you want to go, we go. No hesitation. He said, whatever you want. And sure enough, he was like a genie. Whatever you want, done. Right? So now they traveled, this and that. But meanwhile, before they did all the traveling, she went to see her gynecologist. Because he told her, I urgently need to see you. When she came to see him, she was all in a panic, like, what's wrong? Oh my gosh, you left me that message and said it's so urgent. So when she gets there, he said, I got good news for you and I got bad news for you. So she's all like, oh my gosh, what is it? So he goes, no. The good news is that you're healthy, everything's fine. He said the bad news is that you have a severe case of DOR. Remember, diminishing ovarian reserve. And she's like, what is that? And he explained it to her. Your eggs are diminishing more rapidly than normal. It's normal for female eggs to diminish. That is perfectly normal. But yours are diminishing at a rapidly increasing rate. So then he said, do you have any kids? She said, no. And then he said, do you plan on having kids? She said, yeah, but down the line, he said, listen, if you're planning on having kids, I suggest you do that ASAP. No delay. Because your eggs are diminishing at such a rapid pace. Who knows if he said, maybe a year from now, you might not even be able to have kids. He said, so I strongly suggest you do it now. She took that information, didn't tell her husband at all.
See, but that was very selfish.
Yes.
That was very selfish of him.
So went on vacations, enjoying stuff, and let's say like a year or so passed by. Next thing you know, the doctor calls the house. He either called the house or she got a letter in the mail that said certified mail private, and he opened it up. I think that's what it was.
I think it was the letter.
Yeah, he opened it up, certified mail, because it's his wife.
Yeah.
Opened up, and it explained everything, that now her eggs, she could no longer have kids. And when he read this, of course he was blown away and very livid.
I bet.
Remember, we always going to use a different
his
word.
Mouth dropped.
Yeah, he was very livid. Yeah. L-I-V-I-D, livid, meaning past angry, very pissed off. So now when she came home, confronted her and everything, and she oh, I was going to tell you, oh my God. And he said, you know I wanted kids. Your doctor said you could no longer have kids. And you knew this over a year ago. And you never told me. How dare you?
That's so
Yeah.
Now, how would y'all would have dealt with it? Let's say y'all was in there. Now, I'm not going to tell you the end of the book. Let me just say that. I'm not going to tell you the end of the book. You got to get the book. It's a great book. But I want to know, how would you would have dealt with that?
Me personally, it's hard to say, like, I'm going to divorce you or I'm going to leave you just because you're not going to give me a kid. Because at the end of the day, I feel
you're speaking as if you're the man.
Yes. At the end of the day, I feel in love with you. Not... Like,
but I deceived you.
Listen,
wrong.
like I was saying.
She's wrong.
Like I was saying.
But I'm telling you, no,
like
you're
I was
wrong.
saying. It's pros and it's cons. It's like, the thing is, I fell in love with you. I wanted to marry you. And yes, I wanted to continue to build a future with you. But it's hard because at the same time...
Oh, you know she's being the man right now.
Yeah, she's defending.
No, I'm saying at the same time, you lied to me. And how can we ever have a relationship with trust? And that's like a big secret.
How did she lie?
Because they had time to make kids and she lied and she still went on these trips and all this and she held it from him.
And it's almost like not only did she hold that from him, it's like she's putting his future with them together in a, what do you call that? Like he's putting it, like she's holding it captive. Basically, she's keeping from him what he could have had with somebody else.
Thank you. How about you? That's a good point. Yeah, he could have moved on with somebody else. Women love to say, "You done waste 5 years of my life." Yeah, you don't waste his life.
But I think that's very, very selfish of her. It is because she only think about the timing of herself.
Yeah.
Didn't think never once. So I think that was has nothing to do with love. I don't think she ever really
because if you really did love him, this man is doing everything for you. All he wanted was something that you don't have to pay. You don't have to. No money is make my baby.
So what you would have did?
If I was him, I probably would have beat her to death.
It's okay to beat him up now.
No,
damn.
No, because that's like, yo, you really lied to me these whole years. Like, I just feel like she
now it's abusive.
No, I'm just saying, like,
just like what you mentioned about
she was born a female, not a man.
About the book, $1 Million Divorce.
Yeah, now, like I said,
there's a good reason why he did. If he did divorce her, if he did, because I don't know the end.
I have one more comment. This is a little bit off topic, but not really. At the same time, what she did was really, really wrong. Point blank, period. But there's so many more stories of guys doing stuff like this as in using the woman. No, I'm just saying. Like, what she did was messed up. That's a messed up act in general, man or woman. But there's so many more stories of guys doing stuff wrong. Guys,
like what?
Guys leaving the woman. Daddy, you know how many single women are out here not by choice? How many times they leave?
True.
So we're talking about one story of, what would I have done? But how many?
Stay on topic,
How many stories do guys just leave, do what they want, use you, and then you wake up the next morning and he gone with all your money?
But then if it was us, we a hoe, we ain't right. But if it was a guy, it's we know it's okay for the guy to do that. But
at the end of the day, she enjoyed herself. She got a lot of money. She got a lot of vacations.
Jada's the gold digger.
That's all I'm saying. What she did was messed up. All I'm saying is.
Well, like I said, I'm not going to tell you the end of the book, but the book is called The $1 Million Divorce. But you still need to know how that happened. What transpired. Yeah. Anything else, y'all?
All I'm saying is she was wrong, and
she was really wrong because it was like you knew that you had time to make this baby, and you didn't.
Yeah.
And you just gonna hide it for someone you claim you love, then you don't love him.
Yeah. Hey, and I hope y'all got a little educated on the first part of the video. That is our intent, and we love to put out positive videos. We hope you enjoyed it. Peace. All right. It was a recording.